All right. Late start, but we are here. We are here. We are here now. Nothing else matters. What's going on, everybody? Out in Cyberland. So first things first. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Right now, I am live on YouTube. So if y'all want to catch me on YouTube, please do, because I know this is going to run out in a minute. But you can find me on YouTube at Trap with Oracle. So please come join us. Let me get some water. How y'all doing today? How y'all doing? I hope everybody's good. All right. So I have something like really exciting to tell you guys about today. So a couple things. Before I even start, let me first and foremost say this. I want to give a shout out to trapwithoracle.com. Okay, here's our sponsors today. Okay, we got our bottles. More specifically to our other sponsor, Green Life Botanicals. Gotta love them. Salve. We got our salve today, Skin by Salve today. So shout out to them. I also want to give an extra special huge shout out to my cousin. This is her t-shirt, Lady Pharaoh brand. And I'll show you guys a Pharaoh's touch. You gotta love it. So check her out on Instagram. Her Instagram is Lady Pharaoh. So you can find her. And yeah, shout out to her for this t-shirt sponsor today. Appreciate it. All right, so hey, Ness. Love you, girl. I'm so glad that you can make it. So today, let me just get down to it. I'm going to give you guys an overview of what's going on. So I know I put the post up like 4 Queens Paradise Retreat going live on YouTube. But I want to explain and take a second to just talk about what all is surrounding this retreat. Okay, when we do retreats, we're finding that we like to have a historical point of interest when we do these retreats. And our last retreat, or our retreat in December, was called Return of II. So a lot of people may not know that the island of St. Croix is actually known by indigenous people as II. So we wanted to bring those type of things to the forefront so we can start pushing some historical insight about these places, not just about, luxury or having a pretty beach with sand and stuff like that. We want to also give people some history to go home with. So this particular retreat, our first all women's retreat, 4 Queens retreat, it will be taking place again in St. Croix, U.S. Virgin Islands. Okay. It has, I would say, the most important historical base or foundation that we've ever had on a retreat ever. Okay. And it truly involves some sacred history on the island that I feel like a lot of us melanated women should know about, because it's a strong story about women. Okay. So yeah, I'm going to explain to you guys why the retreat is called 4 Queens, where that history comes from. And I'm just going to give you guys a whole overview of what the retreat is, what it all comes with, what you're going to be doing. A lot of times when I look at a lot of different retreats that go on, that I look up, they just seem kind of vague. You don't really know what you're doing. So that's why I'm doing this live, because I want to show y'all, or at least give y'all some type of illustration. I want to paint a picture for what type of journey I'm going to be taking y'all on this December. Okay. All right. What's going on, y'all? Please, if y'all haven't already, join and subscribe on YouTube, please. That's where I'm going to be doing the long haul on here. I don't know how long this is going to stay up, so check me out on YouTube. All right, y'all. So let's get into it. First things first, what I want to do is I want to take a second. St. Croix is like, okay, I wasn't born in St. Croix. Okay, my king was. All right, he introduced me to this island. He introduced me to the Virgin Islands. And the very first time I went, we had such powerful experiences and met so many powerful people. It's continuing to have an impact. All right. One of the people that we met during our travels to St. Croix is a brother named Jerron Richards. Okay. And Jerron Richards is a poet. He's a historian and an author. Okay. And I want to open today's live by doing one of his poems out of his book, Roots of the Baobab. All right. Mad powerful book. You guys, please check it out. It's called Roots of the Baobab. Of course, we got the mnemonics in there, you know, indigenous mnemonics. And Jerron, I thought it was A. Richards. It is. Oh, it's A.W. Jerron A.W. Richards, okay? Now, you can find this book on Amazon, I believe. That'd be the easiest place to find it. Please support this brother because he's native to St. Croix. And like I said, author, historian, poet, right? And he gives a lot of the history through his poetry. That's what I love about it. All right. So I want to read a poem for you guys called 1878 Fireburn. All right. Now they say, you know, Caribbean patois accent, you know, Fireburn, but you know, it's Fireburn. All right. And I think the poem pretty much speaks for itself. And I just hope I do it some justice. All right. Here we go. A celestial fire, a fire of freedom, a blazing fire, a fire named Fiyah Bun. Emancipation wasn't enough. Living in rags, walking barefooted with severe droughts and famine. Our ancestors' malnourished bodies, whips cutting through blood capillaries from the brutal admiral's corporal punishments. So we made our decision. Lit the kerosene fuel, red jewels in our eyes, demanding freedom, successful rebellion. Ancestors fought for Ayah. Ancestors fought to be free. Ancestors fought to destroy physical captivity. We pillaged their aristocratic houses. Crucian, Amazonian women of determination, Queen Mary, Queen Agnes, Queen Matilda, a zeal of courage, inflamed in their youthful bones, ancestors taken from thrones to distant lands far away. How can they sing? So we burned downtown. 53 plantations, ashes in the ground, black smoke swallowing, slave master on a horse galloping, fleeing, running for his life, like the St. John Rebellion in fear. But did we care? Them they used to cut off our ear. Light the fire of purification, Big Stone Cyan Dun, just the 2017 depiction of the 1878 Fireburn. All right. So I just wanted to open up with this poem because it's a powerful poem. And I think it set the tone for what I'm going to be talking about today. All right. All right. So pretty much 1878 Fireburn is an incident or a rebellion. I don't really like the term rebellion because I'm like, you rebelling against something you never agreed to in the first place. So it's really not a rebellion, but okay. It's really you just fighting for your freedom. But long story short, I want to give y'all a little history on what led up to this incident. All right. So this incident was really a big deal on not just in the Danish West Indies, but throughout the entire Caribbean. All right. So there was an indigenous presence on the island. If you look it up, you'll see the Arawak, Carib, and there's another tribe. The name just forgets me right now, but there's another tribe that's indigenous to the islands. There was a very strong indigenous presence on St. Croix long before Christopher Columbus came. Okay, we know all too well the influx or with the wave of colonialism, how things kind of went on different islands. There's a lot of brutality, a lot of stealing, a lot of raping, a lot of pillaging. St. Croix is no exception. These things still went on. As a matter of fact, with the onslaught of colonialism in St. Croix was one of the, St. Croix and St. John and St. Thomas were one of the groups of islands that were owned by so many different people. They were owned by the British. They were owned by the Danes. They were owned by France. They were owned by, of course, America owns territories now. And I believe Portugal, and I know for sure they were owned by France, Britain, and Denmark. So a very popular island. A lot of people wanted to be on these islands for a reason. It's called Holy Cross, or at least Christopher Columbus named it Holy Cross. But it was a very popular island, and people sought the island. And make no mistake, St. Croix is a very fertile place. And that's why they wanted to be there, because with pretty much the main country that owned the Virgin Islands was Denmark, all the way up until 1917, when the transfer occurred, where the United States bought the Virgin Islands from Denmark. So the Danes owned this island for a very long time. All right. And it was on and off their ownership. They never owned it like outright for hundreds of years, but over the course of hundreds of years, they owned it on and off. So they have a very strong history on the island, and their history of enslavement was very brutal. They were probably some of the most brutal people, the Danes were, as far as slavery were, especially on St. Croix. There was a revolt in 1848, which I won't get too much into today, but there was a revolt that sparked the emancipation of all the slaves, pretty much, in 1848. The person who led that revolt was Budo. Okay, and that's someone you'll learn a lot about too when you come down on our retreats. We make sure we educate you on who these indigenous leaders were on the island. So slavery was abolished. Okay, cool, fine. The Danes set everybody free. That was what's up. Now they passed a labor law like 1849, a year after they abolished slavery, right? Now this labor law is extremely problematic. One, it makes it so you cannot change your job. You can only change your job once a year. Okay, you cannot switch employers 6 months out, 3 months. No. You can only change jobs once a year. Not only that, even though slavery was abolished, the conditions obviously were not up to par. We're talking, the whole Jim Crow sharecropper situation that a lot of our great grandparents or grandparents may have went through back in the day. We're talking that situation, but a lot harsher. Okay. Mind you, we're talking back before they emancipated the slaves in St. Croix, they had some of the harshest conditions for runaways. Like, the poem was a line. They would cut your ear off if you ran away. They would cut off your foot. They would cut off your hand if you ran away. So a lot of the stories that you're going to hear while you're on an excursion with me down in St. Croix are going to be about some of these conditions and what, how these indigenous people resolve their issues. So some of them ran up to Maroon Ridge and, try to make their way to Puerto Rico. Others did other things, right? So very bad conditions for slavery. So when it was emancipated, still very bad labor conditions. You can only change your job once a year. They're not providing you any health insurance or even giving you a wage where you can afford to get health care on your own. Okay. Very bad conditions. Okay. Now, on October 1st, 1878, there was a gathering down in Frederiksted. There are two towns, main cities or main towns on the island of St. Croix, Christiansted and Frederiksted. Now, Frederiksted is like the black side, if you will, but they still have two forts on either side in each town. Now, they were getting ready to negotiate their wages and their working conditions. All of the workers that, you know, newly freed slaves, whatever, they're all down. Frederick said they were looking to negotiate. They pretty much said no. And another thing too, they were cracking down on people leaving the island. They weren't allowing people to leave the island and go find better working conditions because they wanted the labor to stay. So pretty much they were holding on to slavery while still trying to be righteous about it, right? So that's pretty much what's going on. You got all these people gathered in one place. An incident broke out where police ended up sending somebody to the hospital. Locals, they didn't like that. You know, word traveled around that the guy died. He actually didn't, but it still doesn't matter. Police brutality is police brutality. And pretty much from there, some riots started to occur, looting, things like that. And pretty much over the next like 2 days, there was pretty much a buildup, an escalation. There was a plantation fire started. And then from there, more and more workers started to burn down the plantations. Okay, hence the name Fireburn. All right. What up, though? Thank you. Let me see. But that's Fireburn. All right. If y'all still watching on here, please join me on YouTube. I'd appreciate it. Trappist Oracle. So that's how you get the name Fireburn. That's pretty much what happened as far as the event. Now, to focus on where these women come in and how they play an instrumental role in this revolt or this rebellion. You know, there are 4 queens that are recognized. Okay, 3 of them were arrested together as a group for whatever they were doing. And it come to find out they were just pretty much leaders. They were spearheaders. That's what they did. Queen Mary Thomas being, you know, the spearhead, you know, she was like the head honcho who pretty much kind of organized these, you know, I don't want to call it a rebellion. It just doesn't feel right. So I'm not going to say that. But she pretty much was kind of like the head honcho. She was the go-to woman. Now, whatever role she played in that, we'll probably never know, but she was the one held accountable, along with these other 2 queens I'm going to talk about. So, you know, she could have been in charge of making sure everybody ate while they was burning stuff down, or she could have been in charge of, you know, making sure they had pitchforks or stuff to burn. I don't know. But, you know, that type of stuff hasn't been recorded. They just talk about her being the culprit in regards to starting everything. And, you know, she gets the blame put on her. So she gets the blame put on her. She gets the glory as well. All right. But I'm going to assume these women definitely burnt some shit down. Okay. I'm going to assume these women definitely took part in some very strong spiritual activities. And I'm going to assume that these women were carrying pitchforks and were actually burning down plantations. Okay. From what I could look up. All right. Now I'm going to talk about the queens. So there were 3 main queens that got arrested together. Their names are Queen Mary Thomas, okay, Queen Matilda McBean, and Queen Agnes or Axeline Elizabeth Solomon, okay. These 3 queens together were arrested, and they, you know, were sent off to Copenhagen in Denmark to serve out a sentence. And then they were later sent back to St. Croix to serve out the rest of their sentence on the island. There was a 4th queen that was arrested, and she was arrested because it was just some sort of disturbance, or she took part in something on the island where they actually arrested her and sent her with the other 3 queens off to Copenhagen. So these pretty much these 4 queens get the credit for burning down and doing this and doing the whole Fireburn incident. All right. But the 4th queen, her name was Belly Bottom. Okay. Susanna Abrahamson. Okay. I actually have an ancestry.com account. I know people probably like, why you got that? But I'm not sending my DNA in, but I'm definitely into looking up the records. And their names I'm definitely going to be looking into, because Denmark has a genealogy catalog, if you will, on a couple different places. So it might be worth it to look into that. But these are the 4 queens. They were arrested. Again, I just want to make this clear that Queen Bellybottom, the 4th queen, was arrested separately for a separate crime, right? But together they all made the 4 queens, right? So let me make sure. So the result after the incident occurred, again, it says in his poem there's 53 plantations. So there's over 50 plantations burned down. After this event occurred and everybody was arrested and sent to jail or whatever happened, they actually changed the labor laws. They made things a little bit looser. However, nothing really changed, and there was still continued tension until the transfer from Denmark to the US. Okay. If I'm being honest, and I just want to break this down. So it's so much history that you try to find, you try to look into, and it's very hard to track down. But when you look into the dates of when this stuff occurred, so 1878, that's not that long ago. You know, let me see, that's 1978, it's 100, so maybe 150 years ago. All right. Or almost, right? So this is not like a long time ago. This is very relevant, almost recent history. You're talking about the history of humanity. Okay. And these things are happening. There is still a spirit on the island that is very strong with this energy. And, you know, it's something that we need to consider when we're trying to understand our history, where we come from. We're still dealing with a lot of things that have been ingrained in us a very short amount of time ago. We only maybe have 3 or 4, maybe 5, 6 ancestors in between all of these traumatic events during slavery and now. Because slavery was abolished in America in 1865. So, you know, it's we got to give ourselves time. And I think it's important for us to learn this kind of history, especially these very, like, I don't want to call them small because they're not small, but they're unheard of kind of stories of us fighting back. We don't hear that narrative often. We don't hear about us fighting back often, especially with women. We're always the ones getting raped and killed off, and our kids getting thrown somewhere. And it's like, you get tired of hearing that shit. You really do. You know, I want to hear a narrative where the women were strong, regardless of what the consequences were. But they knew what they were fighting for were right. And to this day, it's very interesting. They have a statue of Boudreaux, who, I don't want to say he led, but he kind of negotiated the abolishment of slavery, you know, in 1848, or emancipation of the slaves in 1848. So he has a statue down in downtown Frederiksted. The 4 queens, though, you know, their recognition, they're very well known on the island, and there's a lot of paintings of them, particularly one inside the post office in Frederiksted. They actually have a huge painting of them there, which is interesting. You would think that the government wouldn't allow, you know, such stories of rebellion to be plastered up on a wall like that. But no, there is literally a huge mural with these 4 queens, and they walk in and they got pitchforks in their hand. It's a serious story. And, you know, they sell the copies of this painting as well. You can buy the copies. So they're very proud of this history. You know, in a certain way. I wish we could get some statues down in Frederiksted, though. But that's why I'm here, because I want to bring light. I want to use whatever influence, a little bit that I do have, to bring light to this type of thing, so the culture can get spread and uplifted. We need to hear these indigenous stories. Us Black women or melanated, Moorish, whatever you identify yourself as. If you know you're dealing with indigenous cultural peoples, we need to hear these stories about ourselves. All right. So yeah, let me keep it moving. So yeah, nothing really happened after they did the Fireburn. Like that Fireburn was to show people like, okay, we're nothing to F with. They still were trying to BS. Of course, they laid back on a lot of things. But nothing really resolved. And that's why the point I was getting to with the history. This didn't happen that long ago. And if I'll be honest with you, being down there, the spirit is still there of this incident. And all of these incidences, these revolts and these rebellions that occurred on the island, there's still a strong energy there. You can see it in the women. And through the land too. The land speaks very loudly down there. All right, so let's get into the here and now. What's important now? What's going on now? All right. What's up, love? Let's get into what's happening on the now tip. Sorry. No, it's buffering. No, okay. All right, so again, y'all join me on YouTube if y'all are watching on here. Track with Oracle, and if y'all are watching me on here, thank y'all. I really appreciate it. I need the support. I need the love, and just like and subscribe. This video will be up after I'm finished. Okay. All right. So let's get into the here and the now. All right. So last year, there was a statue resurrected called I Am Queen Mary. All right. Out in Copenhagen, Denmark. All right. The statue was created by these two artists who I'm so excited about to give a shout out to, Lavon Bell and Jeanette Ellers. All right. These two Black women artists, one, Jeanette Ellers, has mixed ancestry. She's Danish and Caribbean. And Lavon Bell is actually native to the U.S. Virgin Islands. So they have these two very interwoven cultural backgrounds, and they created this statue to honor Queen Mary. And what I love about the statue is the fact that, you know, back then, I mean, they might have had cameras, but they wasn't, Queen Mary wasn't getting no picture out here in these streets, you know, so what they didn't really have a depiction of what she would look like. So what they did was they used both of their images, and through some type of graphic programming, they were able to fuse their images together to create a statue that will honor Queen Mary out of both of their indigenous images. That's what I love about it. So the statue is actually on display somewhere in New York until August 17th. So if y'all are in New York, y'all can catch the statue. I was trying to look it up where, and I can't find it, but I know I saw it. However, it'll be going back to Denmark, and you can go catch it there at Copenhagen. And if I'm not mistaken, it's actually, I want to say it's actually outside the jail that they were housed at, that they had to serve their sentence in Denmark, which is like, wow. But if you want to take it from the spiritual side too, you know, these women, it was just wrong for them to have to get sent off to Denmark like that, you know. Of course, now we're able to have some kind of morale or mercy now that everything's all said and done. But in the moment of you burning shit down and they arrest you and you get sent off, you know, that's just, I mean, I can't imagine, you know. So there's still a lot of spiritual energy, like, you know, we need to definitely put up in the air and ask that their souls be laid to rest, that they, and I'm sure they're already rest, because it's like, you don't do nothing like that in life. That was really a show of faith, what they did. People don't do those type of things in life. People don't step out on faith like that in life. So, but I still put up, may they rest peacefully. May they, be happily fulfilled in the afterlife, because like I said, I haven't heard many narratives like this. I like narratives like this where there's strong women, but you can go check them out in Copenhagen. Again, if you could look it up and find it, I do believe they're showing the statue somewhere in New York until August 17th. Okay. It's 2019. So yeah, that's the here and now. So again, big shout out to LaVon Bell. Like I would like to reach out to her and just get with her in St. Croix at some point, because being an artist, she has so much knowledge of not only the history, but how art is incorporated into the history. So she has a lot of information that I find very interesting. So yeah, shout out to her and Jeanette Ellis. So let's talk about, and I'm going to be wrapping it up in a second, y'all. Get out y'all here. I ain't trying to be all day. So let's talk about what St. Croix is now. St. Croix is like amazing, man. St. Croix is a beautiful place. Okay. They're ready to build down there. Like, there was a hurricane back in 2017. But at this point, they're like probably 99% there. The only reason I say that is because they're making a lot of different improvements on the island. The flora and fauna in St. Croix is just abundant. It's limitless. It's just fruitful. I don't know how else to say it. The air, the type of air you'll be breathing, the type of food you'll be eating. Food is going to taste different. It's going to taste better. It's going to taste fresh, just in regards to nature, it has everything you want. And the other thing too I love about St. Croix is there's no major predators. There are talks of snakes. I will say that. And that's definitely a real thing. But, there's no like mountain lions, panthers, jaguars, nothing like that. All right. It's somewhat preserved. And when I say St. Croix is somewhat preserved, I'm being nice, because I don't want to make, today is about the Four Queens. So I'm just going to stick to that. All right. But it's somewhat preserved there. And this brings me to my next point. There needs to be a push for sustainability on the island. Okay. And there are places doing it, but like I said, with Green Life Travel and Retreats, our travel company, we have a strong virtue for building on St. Croix. We're going to be there. We're not going anywhere anytime soon. And we definitely plan to create a following of sustainable people who want that sustainability, people who are going to practice it, people who are going to implement it the right way and record it and document it and show it off and be like, this is how it could be done. That's what we're building in St. Croix. It's more than just retreats. It's we want to create a safe haven, a safe tropical exotic haven, not only for ourselves but for our community. So yeah, that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. And the sustainability, there are things going on the island right now that are not sustainable, that are ruining the turtle nesting sites, that are interrupting the coral reef protections that are around the island. These things are important to me. I know people will be on like the whole trying to crack on people for saving the oceans. And I'm sorry, y'all. If y'all not about saving the earth, y'all whack as hell. It's nothing else that needs to be said about it. If y'all not about being sustainable and actually picking up after yourselves and actually trying to use less plastic and actually trying to implement reusable shopping bags, if you're just one of those people that damn if you do and damn if you don't, just stay away from me. Because I am not about that life. I am not perfect by any means when it comes to the sustainability situation. However, I have chosen that as my next virtue. You know, becoming vegan was a virtue for me. And now I'm like, okay, I got there. I'm good. So now what's the next step? The next step is to become more sustainable. You know, grow your own food. Pick wild stuff. You know, clean up after yourself. Use make less trash. You know, I'm seriously about that life. I'm so about that life. Reusing scraps of fabrics, you know, with my sewing and stuff like that. I'm all about trying to be sustainable. I actually trying to collaborating right now with some different seamstresses that use a lot of recycled materials and use materials, and sending my extra stuff to them, because I'm like, I see it and I throw it away because I cannot stand the clutter, but it has to serve some use. I don't want to just throw it away, you know. So I'm about that life. St. Croix is a perfect place to create that type of thing. Anywhere, let's just be honest. Anywhere is a perfect place to be sustainable. Okay, especially if you're in a place that's full of abundance. You know, that's how you know you're very grateful for your environment. If you not only do you take care of your environment, but you're sustaining it throughout its abundance. So if you ever come into a situation of famine or drought, you sustain so well through your abundance that you're able to take care of yourself through a drought and through a famine. You know, that's the type of life I would like to live. That's where I'm heading at. That's my goal. And we will do that with Marine Life Traveling Retreats. All right. The people there are so beautiful on St. Croix. They're so nice. Everybody wants to know where you're from. Do you like the island? Everybody is, you know, everybody has some type of level of knowledge of herbs. And that's what I love. Everybody knows about bush tea. Everybody can tell you this or that about that. Oh, I know that herb. We call that, you know, snotty nose JoJo's or something like that. Like, they always know something about it to tell you. And, you know, you can't get that kind of knowledge anywhere. And the women, that's my most favorite. That's what St. Croix is now. St. Croix is just the women. Like, you gotta love some strong women. And I'm talking, these women are in their 70s and 80s, and they're walking around better than me. They could bend down, they could crouch, they could squat, they could do these things. They be picking stuff up. You know, they're out all day. They're in the soil, they're growing. They're on the beach. They are assimilated to their environment totally, which is why they still have all of their functions. If you don't use it, you're gonna lose it. And these ladies are using it. They're using all of it. Okay, I wouldn't be surprised. All right, now I ain't saying nothing. Now I'm just saying I know what I see, and I would like to be strong like that when I'm older. I would still like to have a drive for some things when I'm older, because if you don't have some spice in life, what's the point of living? And these women got spice in their life. Okay. And you see that because the environment, it's a simple equation. You look at them, you see their environment, boom, it makes sense. It's a no-brainer. So you want to be in environments like that, ladies, where you can express yourself on high levels, and then not only get in touch with yourself spiritually, but yeah, you will start to shape up a little bit, walking up and down those mountains, going to the beach, swimming in the waters, taking these hikes. You know, within a week's time, you will see a huge difference in yourself. Okay, let alone a month. All right. So I'm gonna get into what my retreat is, all of that good information, and I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up because I ain't trying to be on here all day, and I know y'all are not either. All right, so 4 Queens Paradise Retreat. All right. I don't even know what to say. I'm just so excited about doing this retreat because I feel like I'm a woman's woman. Okay, I like having my masculine energy around me. I love my king, but when he's not around, I prefer to have the company of women. Okay, I'm a woman's woman. I like girly things. I like fashion. I like skincare. I like to do cutesy videos. I like to make up dance routines. I am a woman. I like doing womanly things. Okay, I like cleaning the kitchen and mopping the floor. You know what I'm saying? Picking peas in the circle, talking, cracking jokes. I like to build a community of strong women who can handle each other, because a lot of women are not able to handle each other. Okay. I like the strong women. I like a little fire, in a woman, and who can bring something to the table, other than aesthetic, what you look like. You have some skills, you have something to offer. I like to surround myself around women like that. This retreat is for that type of woman, okay? A woman who is about her business and would like to be in a circle of women that you may not see every day, you may not talk to every day, but you're going to build a bond so strong and have an understanding of each other so strong that if you ever did need to reach out, if you ever were in this person's time, if you ever had an issue or needed to get a quick sister circle in, you can count on these women to do that. That's what I'm building with the Four Queens Paradise. Okay. A place where women can be open and can release. All right. So I want to talk about the spiritual aspect first, because with retreats, they could just be so spiritually, they're just so lost in the sauce. And I'm not like that. I'm a jittery person, so I have to constantly be moving and doing something. I like action-based activities. So a lot of our spiritual activities are going to occur while we're doing something physical, which I love. We're going to be doing a lot of spiritual exercises while we're hiking. We're going to be visiting certain spiritual places and doing sister circles there. For example, at the baobab tree, there's a 500+ year old baobab tree, down in St. Croix, and we go there and we do spiritual things. I don't want to give away too much. I don't want to say ritual because it sounds so deep and so heavy. I don't want to put that on this retreat, even though it is extremely spiritual. And when I say that, make no mistake, okay? The island speaks to you. That's why I prefer to be light with the spiritual activities, because the island is going to shake you. Do you hear me? I don't need to sit around in a circle. And we are going to do meditations. We are going to sit in sister circles. We are going to have times where you can let it out. There are going to be affirmations made daily, but that will be a short portion of the day, and we're out. We're action-based. We're doing the whole day. We're cooking, we're eating, we're tasting things off the tree. We're out in the rainforest. We're on the beach. We're at the pier. We're doing things actively, and I promise you, the animals are going to speak to you, okay? The herbs are going to speak to you. Sometimes you will have a whole spiritual experience just tasting something fresh off the tree. And that moment is so priceless. That is like the most, every time I taste something fresh off the tree or any fruit, I always have an experience. But when I taste something fresh, like pick off the tree, I like go on a trip every time. I want to give that to some women. I want women to be in an environment where they're so comfortable, they don't have to force nothing. They can allow the spirit to speak to them. That's the type of environment I'm building with Four Queens. All right. So that's the spiritual aspect. We are going to do affirmations. There will be morning meditation and yoga. That is a given. You can assume that's going to happen on these retreats. However, the big spiritual thing that's going to be happening is you getting up every single day, you catching that sun, you engaging in the activities. And then when you're in the action-based parts of the day, when you're hiking up that mountain, you're like, oh, I'm getting tired. You start to push yourself. A bird might fly past you, or a butterfly might come past it to just give you a little bit more of a umph. These are the type of experiences you're going to have on this island, but it's going to make all the much more difference when you're in a circle of strong women who are resonating the energy back on you. So not only are you getting that spiritual energy, but now it's going to be reverberated with you because you're now with beings who resonate with you. All right. So you don't want to be around taking spiritual trips like this around people where it's like you have to constantly fight for your energy. No. You're going to be overflowed with energy when you come down. Overflowed. Okay. So that's what I'm getting at with this. Oh yeah, island life is a totally different type of life. What's going on, y'all? All right, so that's the spiritual aspect. Let's move on from that. All right, that's that. All right, birds is gonna talk. They're gonna sing, and that's another thing. Roosters gonna wake you up in the morning. It's so natural for the spiritual to just come in, and we're gonna do things where you're gonna be so open. It's gonna flow. Don't worry about that. That's gonna come. You know, definitely. You know, letting go of something is a huge theme of our retreats. We always push people to let stuff go because you always want to be lighter when you go home. And people are. And they usually are able to make a lot of different changes, you know, based off of that 1 week of getting it up off your chest. All right, so let's go into some of the activities. So I'm so excited to go and do an all-women's retreat where we actually going to be going to Buck Island. We're all women, though. That's what I'm excited about. So Buck Island is a national park preserve right off the shore of St. Croix. And it, I don't know how, the island's probably maybe a square mile, maybe if that, it's probably like a half a square mile, maybe. Let's say that, but it's part of the island is a nesting site for birds, endangered bird, and the turtles. And the other part is just this pristine, beautiful beach area. And we pretty much ride a boat over there. It's like a 30, 45-minute boat ride. Like you be feeling real bougie and extra. And you get your boat, you know, boat ride and stuff like that. We pack our beach chairs. We pack a cooler. We pack the whole 9 yards, lunch, all that stuff. And we go to Buck Island and we get on the beach. So we're going to be doing that. And that was like probably my favorite activity the last retreat. So I was like, we doing this for this retreat. It's like a no-brainer. The other thing we're going to be doing is going on some hikes. Okay. We're going to be doing 2 hikes for sure. We might squeeze one in because the other aspect too about coming down, when we're coming down too, I need to give y'all dates. Let me give y'all some dates. Let me pause. Let me back up. So the tentative dates are December 27th to January 3rd. So it's a New Year's retreat. All right. That's another thing. Not only are we going to be celebrating for Queens, but it's a very spiritual time. It's the Christ consciousness time. Okay. Where he rose from the dead, the sun. And we're going to be renewed. Okay. And not only that, we're going to be crossing over from 2019 into 2020. So the year of supreme focus. Okay. So if you got some real strong affirmations or some real strong intentions you're trying to put down, and you want to go to a very spiritual place to make sure those things manifest on the highest degree, this might be for you. This might be for you. I know I'm going to be putting down a lot of strong manifestations that I would like to see for myself and for my family and for my people come to fruition. So I'm already planning those intentions and making sure that they come to life and doing a proper spirit work. So when I get down to St. Croix and I light that candle or burn that incense, that it's already happened. So January or December 27th, January 3rd, okay, a New Year's retreat. We're going to be celebrating New Year's together. And not only that, another huge aspect of this time of the year in St. Croix is it's their carnival time for St. Croix. So that's super hype. So ladies, definitely pack you a couple cute outfits. We are going out. St. Croix is not like a nightclub place. However, when it's carnival time, all of that stuff changes up. It's nightlife time. We're going to be in Christiansted. We're going to be in Frederiksted at night. And that's another reason why I wanted to do a women's retreat so that we can have that kind of girls' night-esque thing and do the carnival activity. So it's a lot of food down there, a lot of food vendors that come. You know, they do the Moco Jumbies. We're walking on stilts, parades, and so we're going to be able to immerse ourselves in all of that good stuff. So definitely bring some cute shoes and cute outfit because we'll be doing that as well, along with the hike. So it's going to be the best of the best. We're going to be getting down and dirty for sure. And then we're going to be getting extra cutesy too. But the hikes, I know we're doing 2 for sure. We got to do these hikes. The hikes are very spiritual. One I know for sure will be Maroon Ridge. Okay. And Maroon Ridge has a very delicate history too with it in regards to slavery and how our people did what they had to do to get off that island. So yeah, we got the hikes, we got Carnival, we got Buck Island. Like, we're going to be this 7-8 days. It's really, technically, it's 7 days and 8 nights. Technically. It's like, why is it that? Because you're going to be flying in at night. So your first night there, you're going to be getting there at night, and you're going to be leaving in the daytime. So it's technically 8 nights if you count them. But anyway, the herb walks. Definitely going to be doing an herb walk. Okay, so my herb walk is going to be a little different from the past herb walks we've done on retreats. My herb walk is going to be specifically geared towards women, women's herbs, fertility, endometriosis. That's something that's a lot of people have been coming to me about, and I have definitely been putting more attention into how I can help my sisters that's dealing with endometriosis, with reversing it. What herbs they need. We're going to be doing yoni steaming down there. That's imperative that we yoni steam down there. We have to clean our wounds. And you know, yoni steaming is something that you don't have to do every single day. You shouldn't do every single day, but once a month or twice a month, very likely, is very beneficial to you. Okay, depending on where you're at with certain things. So that's something that I'll be talking about. I'll be doing a whole women's talk. I don't want to spend too much time lecturing on the retreat, but I will be taking a very significant, block where I'm going over women's issues and just women health, period. Herbal health, metaphysical, spiritual health, and then the herb walks. We're going to be looking up certain herbs like the jatropha leaves, the physignot leaves are good for fertility. The African tulip, which is that pretty little flower. I'm going to post it on my Instagram page. Follow me on Instagram at Trap with the Oracle. I'm going to post it on my page. But the African tulip flower is like, it's beautiful. It's this beautiful red flower, and they come in all these different bulbs on this one branch, and they're like these little cone-shaped things, and the flower comes out of the cone shape, but it blooms out. But before it blooms out, it's this little pressurized little bulb of liquid. And I was told that they used those as douches back in the day. Okay, and I don't. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and name drop. Okay, so, but pretty much KT told me about it. We confirmed that was the flower. And last time I was in St. Croix, I found some bulbs and I did it. I douched with them. I did it. It was me. So I actually used the African tulip to douche with. So we talking about an indigenous natural douche. I used it. Look, I know people be saying they be trying stuff. I had to try it on myself first to make sure I didn't have any adverse reactions, because I'm a true skeptic when it comes to stuff. I'll buy some herbs and just let them sit there, because I'm like, I don't know yet. I don't know what it's going to do. But I used it and I loved it. And not only that, those flowers, the liquid inside smells amazing. Okay. And it was great. Now, I will say this, when I used it, I wasn't dealing with anything. So it's very hard for me to say, like, it's going to work for this or work for that. Like, I really wasn't dealing with nothing. I just did it as a cleanse. And even that, just to keep it fresh or have something to freshen you up down there. I just found it refreshing. I did. So yeah, we'll get to do stuff like that, that I don't get to do often on the other botanical retreats, because it's usually not a lot of women, or, we just don't have the time to set aside to do that. So I specifically want to do this retreat so we can do stuff like that and feel comfortable doing it, because it's like guys around and you douche this, even though our retreats are not like that at all. Everybody's very cool and pretty open, and men enjoy talking about women's health just as much as they enjoy talking about men's health. And that's what I love too, because they take a lot of information home back to their woman, but hopefully that woman can come down with us so they can really, experience it, So yeah, I'm excited for the herb walks. I'm excited for the African tulip douches. I'm excited for the yoni steam bowls. Like, they're going to be amazing. Everything's going to be fresh herbs. We're going to pick everything ourselves. And not only that, we're definitely going to have some type of herbal formulation of something that I personally like. It might be a mixture of herbs that, some other wort or something like that. But definitely something that we pick wild. Definitely something that we go out and get indigenous to the land, local. So yeah, that's botany is going to be a part of the retreat for sure. Has to be. Another thing that I would like to point out in regards to herbology, there's a sister on the island, and I don't even feel comfortable calling her a sister. Like, she's really like, she's like my elder. Like, so there are going to be some very powerful women helping me on this retreat. I cannot do this alone, and I don't intend to. And I have asked for the kindness of these women to work with me during this retreat, and they have agreed to. And I'm so excited to have them on the retreat. So I want to talk about, just to wrap up the herb walk and to introduce these two women. The herb walk, one of the herb activities we'll be doing is getting with sister. I want to call her, she's not my sister. She's like an elder to me. But anyway, Empress Fiyah Bun. All right, Empress Fiyah Bun. She's a DJ down at the local radio station on St. Croix, and she's just the overall knowledge sharer, coagulator, networker. She just got the game on lock. And specifically, the reason why I'm having her on the retreat is to do an herb walk with us. Her knowledge of herbs is supreme, especially when it comes to practical application, which is why I asked her to help us with the herb walk. She has a lot of herbs that she grows herself in her own garden, her own yard, and she's amazing. Her stuff is effortless. Everything she does, everything she grows is effortless. She has a green thumb, and I think a lot of women could get a lot of knowledge and juice up off of her. They could definitely get a lot of swag, and we need it, trust me. So Empress Fiyah Bun is going to be joining us for the herb walk, and she'll be giving us her spiel on how she uses herbs. And she uses it for herself too. Anytime she's dealing with something, she breaks out herbs immediately. She does not resort to Western medicine like that, and that's why she's so knowledgeable, because you usually become knowledgeable about something when you have to apply it yourself. So you really dealing with something, you're really going through something, you might have a child that's sick or a mate that's sick, you genuinely start to practice or apply these principles because you have to, you're in need. So that's why I love her. She practices what she preaches. She does this for real, and she's going to be joining us for our herb walk. So you'll get to meet some locals and some powerful women on the island that I look up to, that's going to also teach you about some body. All right, so that's that. Now the other queen or empress that will be joining us is Empress Masuita. Okay, and she is another powerful elder that I look up to on the island, and she's going to be doing sound therapy with all the retreaters. Okay, so every retreater will be receiving sound therapy by way of Tibetan singing bowls. Okay, I know y'all seen them, and she places them on the body too. So it's going to be a very powerful experience, a very powerful session. I've had it done before, and I know that not only does it move your bowels really good, but it definitely recenters. It gives you that recentering effect that we all need to feel, and that you're going to want as you're on this retreat, because you're already going to be cleansing and putting out so much that that singing bowl is just kind of going to replace your vibration. It's going to get you kind of more attuned with your circadian rhythm, get you waking up early, have you more in tune with your meditations when we do them. So everything is going to be cohesive in regards to this retreat. So those are my two queens that or empresses that will be helping me and you know, spearheading these different aspects in retreat. All right. So Empress Fiyah Taki. Now, Empress Fiyah Taki, you can find her on Instagram. Okay. Now follow her, check her out because she's super dope. But Empress Fiyah Taki, Fiyah is spelled F-I-Y-A. T and then Taki is T-A-K-I. So big shout out to Fiyah Taki. Big shout out to Empress Masuita. So yeah, that's it. So if you want more information about the retreat, go to greenlifetr.com, greenlifetravelretreat.com. Okay. I'm messing this all up. It's Green Life, T as in travel, R as in retreat.com. That's what I was saying. greenlifetr.com. All right. You can find all the information. You can find a brochure. You can find out the pricing, you know, how much it costs to reserve your spot. Okay. All of that information you can find at greenlifetr.com. Okay. If you have any questions at all about this retreat, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. As a matter of fact, I am going to give you guys an email. You can email me anytime and let me know any questions you guys may have. Okay. And I'm trying to find. Okay. I'll just give you guys the Love Green Life. So you guys can reach out to lovegreenlife@gmail.com. That's LUV greenlife@gmail.com. Okay. If you didn't get that, or you want to email trapwithoracle@gmail.com, you are more than welcome to email trapwithoracle@gmail.com as well. And then if it's about the retreat, please just put 4 queens in the header so I'll know. I'm going to type in these emails right now so you guys can send me questions. If you guys need inquiries about anything, like I said, don't hesitate. Let me know. Let me know. And then I'm going to put in my email, trapwithoracle@gmail.com. Okay, so there it is. There we have it. And then I'm going to put in the website for the travel company as well, you guys. It's greenlifetr.com. All right. And then, of course, please visit me at trapwithoracle.com. I'm becoming more active with my blogging. And, you know, right now you can find an article or a blog I just posted, 5 tips to easy skincare. All right. So just check that out. Learn about how I'll be taking care of my skin. Okay. Get your glow on. And you can find that at trapwithoracle.com. If you're interested in any skincare products and you have any questions, please do not hesitate. Email me. You know what to do. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and give my little product shout outs. Shout out to my amethyst crystal bottle. I drink out of this thing every single day. All right. Back when I was talking about the whole sustainability push, having something and caring about the world is important. Having something to show for caring about the world is important. I think it's important to have a reusable water bottle. I think it's important to have multiple reusable water bottles. I'm not even going to try to sit here and monopolize my product. You know, this is one water bottle. I have different water bottles that I use. So I like to have a variety. I keep water on me. I keep water on deck. It's important for us to start practicing these principles, keeping water in the car, keeping water in the house, making sure we're able to hydrate, and doing it sustainably, you know, filling up your reusable 5 gallons and then filling up a reusable bottle. It's all about the reusables, okay? If you haven't noticed, if you haven't got yourself put onto the game is here and reusables are in. You hear me? They're in. Reusable water bottles, okay? Reusable bags when you go grocery shopping now. That's a huge thing. I got like so many reusable grocery bags, and sometimes I forget and I beat myself up about it, or I just carry my stuff in my hand. But for the most part, I remember them, and I'm practicing using these sustainable techniques. All right. But this is just one little way. You can find this bottle at Traffic Oracle. If you don't know much about amethyst crystal, I love amethyst crystal. It's a spiritually protective crystal. If you are a strong dreamer, if you feel that, you feel like spirits be watching you and stuff, if you have those type of very strong spiritual connections where you feel like you need some of that protection, I strongly advise to not just buy a bottle, but buy some amethyst by itself, start exploring these crystals and seeing what they mean to you, the energy that you feel off of them, because it exists, it's real. And anybody saying it's pseudo, I'm not even talking to you, you don't exist. D&E. And the people who need it though, who are really struggling or really need help with that astral realm, you're not sleeping well, you having wild dreams, nightmares, consider a piece of amethyst, okay? Consider a piece of maybe black onyx or something like that to kind of store some of that trauma and add to your spiritual protection, okay? But I'm very heavily connected to amethyst because of its spiritual qualities that it's brought me, and the connection I'm able to have with my ancestors. That's why I love it. And of course, amethyst beauty rollers. This is a jade beauty roller, but this is the amethyst beauty roller. You gotta love this, okay? Anything that's going to allow your collagen to kind of stretch and recoil, you want that, okay? Collagen is a polymer, and some polymers, like some plastic, like that saran wrap, and you stretch it out and it's just like, and you stretch it and it's just like, it's done. It's not gonna recoil. Your collagen can recoil. As a matter of fact, when your collagen isn't recoiling, that's called wrinkles, okay? And you don't want wrinkles. You want nice, smooth, elegant skin, okay? So anything that's gonna practice recoiling your collagen, probably pretty good, all right? I'll take these off. I've blue blocked enough for the day. But so amethyst, of course, it's the same crystal, characteristics, some people, if you start looking into like astrology and numerology, some people are more likely to have incidents with their face. You know what I'm saying? Like they might have a scar on their forehead, or they might get a lot of like facial bumps, or whatever the case may be. You can use affirmations like protect my face, while you're using the protective amethyst crystal. These are the type of things you want to do with these beauty rollers, not just like rolling your face and all of that, but you also want to put affirmations in, because beauty is only skin, and you need to speak over your beauty and appreciate it. But yeah, practice recoiling that collagen so you can make sure the wrinkles don't set in, you don't get those lines, and if you are dealing with those type of things now, practicing rejuvenating your collagen through this, okay, through rolling and stimulating the capillary systems on your face. Also, salvation, okay? Salvation, this is a skin salve, all right? This skin salve it has lily of the valley in it, all right, just so you guys know, to stimulate that cardiovascular system as well. So you talking about helping to diminish stretch marks, helping to diminish, uneven skin tone, soothing minor cuts, burns, or even bruises. A lot of clients purchase this for eczema. You could put this on a baby. You could put this on a child. You could put this on an elder. Again, minor scrapes and abrasions and things, scars, things like that. This is what you want to use this salve for, okay? Another thing too, if you're dealing with HSV, I'll just throw that out there. If you're dealing with HSV and you want something to help soothe, you have irritating skin or something like that, you might want to try this, okay? So Salvation is a Green Life Botanicals product, and it's actually something that you can find on on ktthearchdegree.net. However, this cute little baby size that you see here is only available on trappersoracle.com. So if you want the cute little one, you have to come to my site. You have to get it. And this is for all my ladies who want to go and they just need that cute little set. They want to carry that big 4 ounce. This is nice and cute. You can put this in your purse with your water bottle and your roller. And this packs in, this is 8 airport safe. You can carry this in your carry-on through the airport because it's 2 ounces. Okay. And that's awesome. So, yeah, that's why I have these available only at trappersoracle.com. You guys can get this one. And yeah, this is another huge skin product that I use every day. I don't use anything else. I never thought of myself as having beautiful skin, but so many people give me compliments. I have to acknowledge the fact that maybe my skin might be cool. So this is what I'm using though. I'm using stuff like this. I'm getting out in the sun. I'm tanning. I am, this is a heat protectant for me, so if I am out on the beach for a long time, or I am tanning my body or doing any nude bathing, I will put this all over my body, as a heat protectant. So yeah, that's my salve. I love this. So yeah, you guys just go check out my site, go check out my blog posts. Don't forget to exfoliate your skin. All right. And I'm gonna see, I don't have many people in here, but I'll see what you guys are saying. Continue your greatness. I love you. Thank you. I appreciate all the good vibes. I need them so much. Thank you. Peace and light, Queen. Continue to spread the knowledge. Your energy is much needed for the community. Oh, give thanks, man. Many thanks. I appreciate it. I hope you guys are interested in this retreat while y'all plan, because it is filling up. I do have a couple spots booked already. And I would like to get a couple more ladies on there who's really with it, who got the mindset for it, because it's more than just a retreat. Once you leave, we are connected. Okay. I plan to build with these ladies henceforth. Matter of fact, one of the ladies already coming. I'm already building with. She's already on one of the other retreats, the previous retreats. So, I'm very excited to have her back because our bond is only about to get stronger. Can I show you my problem and see if that product will help? It depends on what you mean by show me, but guess what? Email me and I'm totally happy to follow up with you. All right. Email me at either trappersoracle.com or lovegreenlife@gmail.com. Okay. And I'm more than happy to answer that for you. Okay. So yes, the dates again, let me go over this retreat one last time and I'm going to get out of here. The dates of the retreat, December 27th to January 3rd. Okay. This is a New Year's retreat. We're crossing over 2019 to 2020. All right. It's a 8-day retreat, 8-night, 7-day retreat. Included in the retreat, our retreats are all inclusive. Okay. And what that means is you have a round trip ticket from Miami to St. Croix taken care of with, your entire trip payment. All right. All of your food will be covered. Okay. And we do eat out and we'll cover that. All right. For the places that is already planned that we're eating out at for lunch or for dinner. All right. We make sure that's paid for and taken care of. You're going to be staying in a villa. All right. The villa is jaw dropping. Let's just say that. I'll be putting some drone shots up on Instagram. Check out my Instagram, Trappers Oracle. And you guys can, and then also there's an Instagram too for Green Life Travel and Retreats. Okay. I'll be putting drone shots up there. But GL Travel Retreats is the Instagram. So, and if you can't find it there, you go on my page, you should be able to find it. All right. Matter of fact, I'll put the travel page in my bio on Instagram. All right. So yeah, that, all your food is covered, round trip ticket from Miami to St. Croix. You just have to find your way to Miami. Okay. Transportation about the island. We stay together as a group and we're going to be driving you around the island. I'm your retreat host. I'm going to be taking you everywhere. All right. So we have vehicles reserved. We pick you up from the airport. I'm there to meet you, bright bushy tail, ready to go, and you'll be chauffeured the whole way through. All right. You don't have to worry about getting anywhere. All right. any activities, workshops, hiking, any of that, all that's taken care of. All your activities are taken care of, okay? Including your herbs. I definitely will be bringing down some herbs with me from Green Life Botanicals to share with you all, like, you know, perilla oil, sea moss, that kind of thing. All of that is included, okay? In addition to any workshops, any other herb walks we do, you know, Buck Island, it's an all-inclusive retreat. Okay. If you have any questions about what that means, or if you want to know further, or if you want to see the itinerary is on the brochure at greenlifetr.com. You guys can find that brochure and the itinerary as well. And yeah, check it out, man. See if it's something for you. See if this is something that, you know, you'd be willing to commit to and grow with, and see maybe, I don't know, a 2-year or 3-year or 4-year return on something that could be so much bigger than what it is now. So that is all for me right now. I would love to go live again to talk more about the retreat and different aspects, because there's so many different aspects to talk about. So I think my next live, I don't want to say it, but and then not do it, but I'm gonna just go ahead and commit myself to doing another live. And this time I want to talk about the flora and the fauna and some of the herbs that you're gonna be seeing down there. All right. So yeah, thank you everybody for tuning in. Y'all are the best. I wish everybody watching love and light and peace and abundance throughout your day. I almost forgot. KT has a freaking huge sale going on right now on C3. Okay. It's 3 days only. Today, tomorrow, and the next day. That's it. It's done. It ends the 13th, August 13th. But yeah, you get 30% off sea moss. So that's like $20 off a bottle. So yeah, and there is international shipping, BT Dubs. So if you want to get a ship to London or Canada, you can get that, and we'll take care of you. And yeah, just go on his website, ktthearchery.net, and you guys will see the sale, the coupon code, all of that is there on the store. I just wanted to make sure you guys were aware that sea moss is on sale. All right. And that's it. Thank y'all so much. I love y'all. Peace be to y'all, and I will see y'all in December in St. Croix.